My name is Clarice Tina Awur, a girl from Africa, Kenya. I live positively with HIV. I am on ARVs and fully suppressed. So today I want to talk to you about one of the HIV prevention options. As you all know, we have so many HIV prevention options. One of the options of preventing HIV is condom. I bet you know condom because it's one way that has been used since forever and so many people know what condom is. Now we have male condom and we also have female condom that is known and used by very few people. Better still, we have other options like abstinence. Wow, I know, right? Which is the option that we preach to all young people who are not married, not to engage into sexual activities before marriage. Abstinence. It works and it has worked before. Another option would be ARVs. Wow, I bet you are wondering how ARVs can be a prevention option for HIV. Here is why. When someone who is HIV positive is on ARVs and is fully suppressed, they are not able to transmit HIV to their partners who is HIV negative. So that is why we say U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmissible. So if you're HIV positive and you're on drugs, you are able to be in a discordant relationship without necessarily passing the virus to your partner when you're taking your ARVs well. So that makes ARVs a prevention option for HIV. Wow. We also have other upcoming options like Depivirine. Depivirine ring is female-centered or women-centered prevention for HIV, and I love this method because it's women-centered and I have the power to protect myself, so that if we get to that place where you tell me, baby, I trust you, I will tell you, no, I trust myself. Because Depivirine is a ring that is inserted into the vagina of a woman. They do it themselves, they insert it in the vagina and it stays there. It emits the ARVs that will then prevent the woman from getting HIV in case the partner has HIV. And now the good thing is that the man cannot feel it during intercourse, so the woman is safe and protecting themselves. Something else you need to know about Depivirine ring is that it only protects you from HIV and through the vagina. We have other methods of HIV transmission that Depivirine ring will not protect you against. It is still on trial and I will talk more about it in our next video. Another option that I know most of us know is called PEP. PEP in full is post-exposure prophylaxis. That means that if you've had exposure to HIV, you go to the hospital and you're given PEP to prevent you from a possible HIV infection within 72 hours. That means after 72 hours has elapsed, then it will not be able to help you. Our sister to PEP is called PrEP. I want us to know the difference. PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis, and this is what I want to talk about today in this video. So, PrEP is an abbreviation for pre-exposure prophylaxis. This is a type of ARVs medication meant for people who are HIV negative. That means before you are given PrEP in hospital, you have to be tested to ensure that you are HIV negative. So anyone who is at risk of getting HIV is a good candidate for PrEP. So PrEP is a pill that is taken once every day during the period of risk. Once you go to the hospital and you and your provider have discussed your risk and they have determined that you need PrEP, you're going to be given worth of 30 days PrEP, that is 30 tablets in a bottle. You're going to be tested for HIV because remember we said PrEP is for people who are HIV negative. And for your provider to determine that you're actually HIV negative, they will have to test you first. Once they determine that you're HIV negative, you're going to be given PrEP for 30 days. You're given PrEP for 30 days to determine if at all you're going to have any side effects. Some of the side effects for PrEP might include mild headache, maybe rashes, sometimes some people diarrhea, but it is not for everyone. One out of many people have had these side effects. Right now in Kenya, PrEP is available at all public facilities and it is free. You're not required to pay anything in order to get PrEP. So what happens when you go to the hospital to get PrEP? This is what happens. When you get to the hospital, your provider is going to discuss the risk with you, and once she determines or he determines that you are at risk of getting HIV, you're going to be tested for HIV first. So once the provider determines that you are HIV negative through a test that is going to be done in the hospital, they are going to give you medication, PrEP worth of 30 days. During this period, they're going to monitor if at all you have any side effects. Some of the side effects of PrEP may include mild headache, maybe rashes, vomiting sometimes, but this is one out of so many people that I know. So if you within these 30 days, if you see these side effects, then you're able to come back to the hospital so that you discuss this with your provider. And just before we go on, this is something that I am very, very excited about. There is a study that is ongoing right now that wants to determine if PrEP and PEP can be delivered at the pharmacy level. If all goes well, because I know all is going well, and I can see that very soon you'll not have to go to a public facility or to a hospital to get PrEP or PEP. You're just going to go to a pharmacy near you and you're going to get PrEP and PEP. How beautiful is that? That study is just meant to bridge the gap or of the challenges that people might go through, including proximity or long waiting hours at the hospital or stigma related to PrEP is meant for, I can't be in the same line with someone who's HIV positive and I'm negative and I just want PrEP. That study is bridging that gap. And so very soon, PrEP is going to be at your nearest pharmacy. Let's continue. You might be having other contraindications, including hypertension, kidney disease. Then you're going to discuss that as well with your provider, because you might not be a good candidate for PrEP if you have severe kidney infection or hypertension or other diseases that you are going to discuss with your provider. And that is why it is very, very important for you to get PrEP from the hospital where all this screening is going to be done to you, or you have to get it with a professional person. So once you go home with PrEP medication, you're going to take it one pill every day at a time that you have chosen, and you have to take it at the same time every day for it to work perfectly. Don't miss your medication. In case you miss, you may want not to take 2 tablets the next day. In case you forget, continue taking 1 tablet each the next day. Something important that you need to remember about PrEP is that you're going to take PrEP continuously for 7 days before having unprotected sex with someone who might be living with HIV or you don't know their HIV status. The PrEP has to reach certain level in the body for it to start protecting you. So that is estimated for 7 days. So you need to use other protection mechanisms like condoms, or even abstain within these 7 days or use a condom. So once 7 days has elapsed and you're taking your drugs well, now you can have your sex, but you still want to use dual protection in case you're preventing pregnancy, because PrEP does not prevent pregnancy. It's not a contraceptive method. And also PrEP does not prevent you from getting STI, so you want to be extra careful or even use dual protection while on PrEP. I'd wish to know what you know and think about this video, and things that you've heard about PrEP down below. Any myths you've had, any additional information that you want to tell us about PrEP. And remember, you are going to take PrEP 1 pill every single day until that day that you decide that now I am not at any risk, my risk has reduced, or my risk is over, I am no longer having multiple partners, or my wife or my husband is now taking his drugs well and he's suppressed, or whatever it is that was the risk is reduced. So now you can stop taking PrEP. But there's one more thing. You cannot stop taking PrEP at home. You have to come back to the hospital, and the provider will discuss your risk with you, and they will decide, you will decide together with the provider that your risk is actually now reduced, or it is no longer there and now you need to stop taking PrEP. Even during the period of stopping to take PrEP, you're going to take it for a period of time before you stop. That is why it is very important for you to come back to the facility and discuss this with your provider if you really want to stop taking PrEP. Isn't it? You know, I feel like we are making very big steps in terms of HIV prevention here in Kenya, and that makes me very, very happy. What else am I leaving out? In your next hospital visit, you're going to be given PrEP worth of 3 months. You're not going to come to the hospital for the next 3 months. So now, when 3 months elapse, you have to be tested again. Each time you're coming back for your refill, or you're coming back to take PrEP, you're going to be tested, because we have to make sure that you are HIV negative, because that is what makes you a good candidate for PrEP. So each time you're coming to the hospital, we have to make sure that you are HIV negative. So you're going to take an HIV test before you take another refill home. After 3 months, when you come back again, you are tested again before you take your PrEP home. Very soon, we are not going to have PrEP tablets that we take one every day. We are going to have one injection that will last you more than 2 months. Isn't that amazing? Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I really appreciate you. One thing that I would want to tell you, even as I finish this video, is people who take PrEP are not promiscuous people. They are responsible people. See you in my next one.